Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel on this very hot, almost summer day. Not quite. I mean, it hit 88 degrees outside today. It's pretty warm, so here I am in my black t-shirt. What could be more rock and roll unless I had some kind of a logo across here? Anyway, I'm going to be taking a look at a Nightwish interview that took place in November of 2012. It's just Tuomas and Floor at this one, and this is about a month and a half after Floor started singing with the band. I'm actually a little unclear on whether or not she's actually in the band now. I think she might be. There was a little bit of time there where I think she was on a probationary or just as a guest vocalist, that sort of a thing, because losing Annette, their previous vocalist, was something of a surprise. It happened abruptly in the middle of a tour, and they're still on that tour at the time of this interview, which is being done by Metal Hammer. It's about 12 minutes long. I just thought it might be a good way to kind of dip our toes into the history of Nightwish. I figured it would be good to start with an interview pretty close to the time of the reaction we just did, the song Ghost Love Score from Wacken, which was next year after this interview. Kind of showed us, I guess, the fruits of Floor working with the band for a full year at that point. But this is early on when she has just come in. And so I'm interested in seeing what the conversation is like here and see if we can maybe learn a few things about the band in the process. By the way, thank you to all the new Nightwish fans that came along to the Glenn and Adrian channel to see that reaction. The band is brand new to us, so we're starting at ground zero. I appreciate all of the information left by numerous fans. It's really appreciated, and I will be referring to those as reference materials. But I thought this would be a good place to start. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, just know I'm always looking at non-music content that features bands that are touring today. So if that interests you, please subscribe so you won't miss anything. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this.
You're watching Metal Hammer TV. I'm Amit, and we're in the studio with Tuomas and Floor from Nightwish. How the devil are you guys?
Really good.
Really
Happy.
good.
Sun is shining. The sky is really blue. So I'm really excited about tonight as well.
You're
the
playing?
second time in Brixton Academy.
Brixton
almost
Academy.
sold out.
Sounds like London to me.
Last night in Manchester was a really magical show. So looking really forward for tonight.
Good.
Very
I mean,
nice.
Brixton Academy, it's a massive venue. You guys are going to tear it up. So it's been such a busy year for Nightwish. You guys have been up to so much. I guess before we move on and talk about the future, I guess a lot of our readers want to know like what happened with Annette, because I think that announcement came as a bit of a shock.
Elephant in the room.
Letting us know.
Yeah, I'm sure it came as a shock to everybody. And we came out with a statement which pretty much says it all. I mean, it still is a private matter, and that's all we want to say about it.
Yeah.
Very classy, very
it was
professional.
an amicable divorce, so to say, and, you know, made in good spirit, and we are just looking into the future, and there really is no reason to go back into all the details and all that.
Right, okay.
I mean, this is not politics. This is a rock band.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because, I noticed in her statement, one thing she said was Rihanna wouldn't ask Britney Spears to step in to, well, her event and sing for her if she was ill. And I think that was a comparison she made. I mean, what were your thoughts when you read that?
Well, like I said, we don't want to go back into those days anymore. I mean, we really don't want to talk about the issue at all. I think...
First, I just want to give Tuomas, I want to give him props for not taking the bait. I mean, it would be easy to trash his previous bandmate. I have no idea what happened, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It really is a private matter. You know, it's a rock band. They're a business. They're doing what they love. Things had to change. So I admire him for taking this position.
Once more, we made a statement, and if people can read in between the lines and, you know, see the big picture, that's all that matters at the moment. So let's leave it at that.
Okay, and I mean, in that situation, you know, most bands would have cancelled all their activity, but Nightwish, you just ploughed ahead, you know. I'd love to know what made you want to just carry on and power through.
The way I see it is that Nightwish it's like a carousel that needs to go on spinning no matter what. It's more than just 5 persons doing music. It's just an institution. It's a thing that needs to keep on going no matter what. And, the last thing you want to do in this band is to cancel any shows, cancel any tours. You just have to keep on going. For the people, for the spirit, for ourselves, for everybody.
Definitely. And
I think that's fair to everybody else involved in the band, to all the fans that bought tickets, to all the logistics that had to be worked out to have the tour happen in the first place. I believe this was a very long tour, just going by the dates of it. I mean, it looks like it spanned about a year and a half, and a lot of places around the world. To take that position, I think that there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's unfortunate to lose your lead singer, but at the same time, if you can do the same show or a show of similar quality, and you think the fans will be okay with it, and it's best for everybody involved, then why not? That way you don't lose a ton of money on the tour itself, because that would be a massive expense to nobody's benefit. So I, again, think it was probably the right thing to do. Now, having said that, I have never heard Annette sing. I don't know how important it was to have her particular tone or attitude or personality to put on the show. It just seems like it was probably the right move. And if you go by that performance the year after in Wacken, I mean, it sure seems like something went right there. If you have thoughts on this, by all means, leave them below.
Flor, you've stepped in. How's it been for you?
Well, talking about a carousel or a wild ride, it's been wonderful, crazy, and very exciting. Scary sometimes. First show was, I think I was just scared to death. Maybe 5 minutes before the show, like, what the hell am I going to do? Yeah. My God! But I got the confidence from the guys that I could do it. I thought I could do it. The audience welcomed me, and from that moment off, it was just magical. It's been really, really good.
That's great.
That's very encouraging that the audience immediately took to her, it sounds like. It might be interesting to see something from that very first show. I wonder if it was videoed. If it was, and you have a particular song you'd like to tell me about, you can leave that below. I can, of course, take a look through some of the references I got the other day. But if you have one that comes right to mind, by all means, leave it for me, and I'll check it out.
Yeah.
To hear. And how much of a Nightwish fan were you before you stepped in?
Well, a fan sounds weird and for me, because I'm a musician myself, and we've toured with Nightwish over 10 years ago with my band After Forever back in the days. So ever since, we stayed in touch on a regular basis, and I followed the band's moves and listened to their music, and always enjoyed it very much. So fan is a weird word again, but definitely someone who followed and loved the music, loves. And so but of course it becomes a whole new thing when you are asked to sing it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, talking of that,
on a certain level, we are each other's fans. You could say.
There you
that.
go.
Oh,
there you go.
Sounds nice.
You've done so much.
Have been for years.
Yeah, because I remember you were on the fairly recent Devin Townsend record as well, Deconstruction.
Yes, I am.
Working with the man himself. How was that?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really literally work with him, but I got a call like, yeah, we have this part, and they told me that if anybody can sing, it should be you. And I was like, hey, this is Devin Townsend. I'm such a huge, call it fan then of his music. I had big respect, I love everything he did, especially with his solo work. So that was a honor and a very exciting thing. Yeah.
That sounds amazing, actually.
I mean, you've been playing with Nightwish for quite, a good while now, say a month?
A month.
Yeah. This is going to be the 13th show, actually, tonight.
So she's still in the band today, just to make things clear. Almost 14 years later, 13 and a half.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I'd love to know what your favourite Nightwish songs to sing.
It would definitely be Ghost Love Score.
Aha!
That's the number one.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
And what is it about the song that you just enjoy singing?
It's not just singing. I think it's the whole vibe of the song, and it has a lot of different ingredients, and it really goes from really heavy to very small and to super dramatic, and can trigger me to bring out, a lot of myself. And I had, why do you like the color blue more than you like red? Sometimes, it's just hard to put your finger on it, but it touches me in a way. There's an emotion in it that relates to something I feel. Not literally, but it just, touched me. So, yeah.
That's really good to hear. I've heard from numerous fans now that Ghost Love Score is the song, especially the one from Wacken, that gets reacted to the most. I guess it makes sense if it's the one that she connects with the most. Of course, this is a year before that performance, so she only got more comfortable with it. But it sounded like a really good starting point just based on what she just told us here. And yeah, we're going to have another one soon. We're working that out. You can expect another Nightwish reaction this week sometime.
That's right.
That's awesome. I guess there's one question that all your fans would want to know, and that they're dying to know, in terms of Nightwish's future. What are the chances of Floor becoming the next Nightwish singer full time?
Yeah,
that's a tricky one.
It's a tricky one. The way that we have decided is that we're going to continue with her until the end of the festival season in 2013.
Aha!
Okay. Just have fun. Just do the shows the best we can. I mean, the atmosphere in the band is so good at the moment. Just enjoy what we have right now.
Apparently, Wacken happened on August 3rd, 2013. And I don't know why, but I was under the impression it was a little later. I think I was looking at the release date for the DVD of the performance. So it was August 3rd. So technically, there were a couple more festivals after that. Kortrijk and Hildesheim. I hope I got those right. In Belgium and Germany on the 10th and 11th of August. So does that mean that she was not yet actually an official member of the band for that performance at Wacken? That's what it sounds like. Did anything change? Anybody fill me in on that one? All right.
And try not to think about Nightwish at all for a few months. Everybody take a little vacation.
Aha!
And we already have the rehearsal place for the next album booked in 2014.
Aha.
From July to September. So that's how far we have planned.
But it's 2 years ahead.
When we do the last festival show next August, after that, it's going to be total nothing for a few months.
Yeah.
So I would say everything is possible, but that's really not the thing that we want to be thinking about right now.
Not worrying about it now.
No reason to.
Right.
Of course. I mean, you guys must have...
There's a man that knows how to compartmentalize his priorities. Say, okay, we don't need to worry about that right now. Instead, we will do our thing, and then we will let it sit for a bit, see how we feel, and then months after that, we'll say, well, did it work? It did work. Okay. Hey, Floor, you're in the band. Or something to that equivalency. Interesting.
That's so much on your mind, especially with the Imaginaerum movie and soundtrack that's coming out, very soon. I mean, you were just telling me that
that was the tour.
The big preview night for your movie in Finland's in about a week's time.
Sure is next Saturday. It's going to be a really weird occasion. First of all, we play this show for about 80 minutes. Then there's going to be 1 hour break when people can go and buy the new Imaginaerum red wine. Have a taste of that, and then come back to the venue and see the movie for the first time in the world. So
there's a lot of bands that tie in their songs or an album or any particular thing having to do with their personality with an alcoholic beverage. Bandmade comes to mind. That's one of them. But here, Nightwish is ahead of the game in that regard. I mean, I'm sure it happened before too, but that's interesting. Red wine, huh? Has anybody had the red wine? How is it?
So it's going to be a really special happening.
That sounds amazing. I mean, I love red wine. I didn't know you guys were making your own wine. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
a one-off, is it, to tie in with the movie?
Blood red, right?
Is it something that you're going to continue to
not.
produce?
Yeah.
Well, let's see what people think about it. But the idea is that it would be on the shelves for the years to come, too.
Amazing. And, I mean, thinking about the movie and the concept, we did a feature in Metal Hammer fairly recently looking at how the idea came about, and obviously you working with the director, and I think you also said that the Finnish government or film society had donated some money as well.
Yes.
Must have been such an epic project to put together. Did you ever
Nice.
see yourself doing something like that, like 10 years ago?
Well, the idea was to challenge ourselves and the fans into something completely new. And the way I see it now is that we were and still are a bunch of amateurs diving into the deep end of the pool, having no idea how to get back on dry land. That's how it felt. doing this
Adventure.
film. It was much, much more complicated than originally thought, but ended up as winners. We just saw the film for the first time about 2 months ago, and it's really, really good. So we can all be really proud of it. It's weird, but it looks like the band.
Great stuff.
Good.
And
Good. All right.
I mean, composing a score must have been very different to just writing normally for Nightwish itself. I'd love to know what were your biggest influences when you were thinking, right, okay, we've got to make a movie and this is soundtrack. How did you kind of channel your thoughts into like creativity?
Well, the creation of the score is a bit complicated as well, because the original idea was to do like a short movie for each of the 13 songs on the album.
Oh, right. Okay.
That was the original idea. And then the director came up with the idea that let's combine all of these scripts for the short movies and just do one full-length feature, which includes all of these short stories. I said, okay. And then we made the script, started filming, and at that time we realized that there's no way that we can work with only the songs from the album.
Right.
It's too much. I mean, it's a fantasy drama movie. You can't put the heavy metal pounding in the background. So we actually need a separate score. And this would have been like about a year ago. We were just about to start the tour. There was a lot of rehearsing going on, a lot of promotion. There was no way that anybody of us could do the score. So that's why we hired this guy called Petri Alanko, who basically did the whole score. We just gave him all the tracks from all the songs on Imaginaerum and said, do your magic. And then for the next 5 months, he toyed around with all the tracks and did his own arrangements and reinterpretations of the songs. And this is the result.
I mean, having already been through the experience once, is it something that fans could expect again from Nightwish? Would you ever go back and think, all right, okay, Imaginaerum, the movie really worked. Let's try that again.
Well, we are not traumatized by the experience. So I wouldn't say definitely not. But at the moment, it feels like a distant thing. But who knows?
And
Okay, so who's seen the Imaginaerum movie with all the songs plus the scoring by the third party there, who I'm not familiar with? If anybody wants to speak about him a little bit below, I'll read your comments. I always read the comments on this channel if you're new. But yeah, give your general rating on it. And if there's anything else you would even suggest before that.
is there any idea yet on when UK fans will get to see the movie?
We'll know more, I think, in about 2 or 3 weeks, because the big boys are discussing with the distributors all the time. There's definitely going to be a DVD and Blu-ray release, maybe during the first half of 2013. But when it comes to the theatrical release, I honestly don't have a clue yet.
Right, okay. Well, stay posted, and thank you so much for your time, guys. Rock on.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was illuminating. I feel like I know a little bit more about the band's history at this point, particularly how Flora got in. So she's not part of the band yet at this point, and she may not be a part of the band by the time that Wacken clip happened, that whole concert, that whole amazing concert. People are recommending the entire concert. So we'll probably look at more from that concert, but we're probably going to look at something a little different next time. Well, I don't know about that for sure. I don't know, because there have been a few requests specifically for a song or two that are part of that same concert. And it is a while back. It would be interesting to know what they're doing now as well. So if you have thoughts on where the band was and where it's been ever since, and what your favorite eras are of the band, maybe favorite albums, favorite songs, anything like that, I would love to hear about that. And of course, if you've seen them in concert, as I'm sure many people have, I'm always interested in the experiences that people have when they go to these things. I like to know what's going on the ground. So if you have any particular stories to relate, by all means, do so. Okay? And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining me on this. I will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.